While you're busy thinking of a better life, your current and only life you have slowly passes you by. And while lifetimes are measured in decades, progress is measured in days. This is what you can do every day to start a new, better life. Welcome to Alux. First up, fixing your physical health fixes your mental health as well. Who knew that your physical health has positive effects throughout your entire well-being? Look, irony aside, the biggest hack to instantly improve your life is getting in relatively good shape. That's something you can do with minimum required effort about 3 times a week and some common sense food intake. You don't need gym coaches, you don't need dieting plans. Just common sense, some base level knowledge, and minimum effort, with holding it for long enough until it becomes a habit. In simple terms, maintaining good physical health balances your body and your mind. You're more focused, less stressed, and have more energy. It's a great place to start working on your new life. Waking up at the same time every day fixes your sleep. This is something we've been falling back on for years every time our schedule gets a bit wild. For every day, including the weekends and days where you have nothing scheduled, wake up at the same hour. This automatically fixes your sleep and also gives you the same blank sheet of paper each day. The way to do this and keep steady with it is to put a really annoying alarm on your phone. Place the phone far away from your bed so you have to actually get out of bed and shut it off. But also it needs to be close enough you can't really ignore it, it will be annoying. And once you get up and grab that phone to shut it down, just don't get back in your bed. It's that simple. It might require some mental fortitude for the first couple of days, sure, but you will get used to it. And after a while, you won't even need an alarm anymore, you'll just wake up. You can bring this one step further and track your sleep quality with a smartwatch. You're not a student pulling all-nighters anymore, okay? So get your sleep in order. Remind yourself how lucky you are every morning. Building on fixing your sleep, remind yourself how lucky you are first thing in the morning. You get to do this. Others wish they could. Your young self probably wished for this too. And you finally made it. You're in a position where you have total control on the quality of your life. You need to tell yourself that you get to do this. You won nature's lottery and you got born in the best time to be alive in our humanity's history. You have access to tools no human being has ever had. You have access to all the knowledge we've ever collected. This mentality shift is really what's going to fuel the desire to change. You're really lucky, and you need to be aware of it. If it isn't in the calendar the day before, it doesn't get done today. Starting a new life requires massive amounts of action. It doesn't just happen from wishful thinking. You keep saying you will do it, but you haven't so far. This is how you fix this lack of commitment. Add it to the calendar the day before. Be specific. Oh, you'll do it tomorrow? At what exact hour? Where and in what circumstances and with whom? Write everything down in your calendar and follow through as if you've gotten a divine request. Don't make any modifications, don't push the due date back, and stick to that deadline religiously. The reason this works is because once you put something in the calendar, you manifest your plan of action in a physical plane. It's not just an idea anymore, it's a commitment that has your name written all over it. Constant reminders of where you're going and who you're becoming. It's shockingly easy to lose sight of your destination when you're submerged in the day-to-day hustle. And when days become weeks and months become years, you lose track of your North Star. And here you are wondering where all that time went. That's why you need a lighthouse, a constant reminder of your direction and your evolution. Are the actions you're taking today shaping the future self that you aspire to be? Are you running on a treadmill in a box or on a path up a hill? This is where our new flagship course comes into play. It's called Reinvent Mastery, and it's coming out tomorrow. It's a step-by-step guide for those who've gotten stuck running in circles. We help you to navigate the challenges you need to make in your life in order to level up. From how to get yourself a raise, how to change jobs, even how to move to another country and start from scratch. This is a full guide on how to completely reinvent yourself. Not only do all of our courses pay for themselves pretty fast, but if your life doesn't actually change for the better in the first 6 months, or if you feel like the course hasn't paid for itself, we'll give you all your money back, no questions asked. Nobody is offering these kinds of guarantees on other courses because, well, what they're selling just doesn't work. If Reinvent Mastery piques your interest, go to Alux.com/reinvent and make sure your name is on the waiting list, and we'll give you a discount when we launch. Smile and strike a power pose. Now here's something very few people are actually aware of. Your body can change your mind. Your mind changes your behavior, and your behaviors alter your outcomes. There's a proven scientific correlation between how you present yourself and the quality of your outcomes. There is a decade-old TED Talk from social psychologist Amy Cuddy, where she goes into depth on how this works. So the point is, when you're feeling powerful and confident, you tend to make yourself look bigger too. That's why people spread out their arms when they win something or are excited. On the other hand, when you're feeling kind of vulnerable, you tend to make yourself as small as possible so that theoretically nobody would notice you. And the way you present yourself not only influences how others are seeing you, but it affects how you see yourself as well. But you can hack this system and make yourself look big and powerful in a vulnerable situation, which completely changes your perspective on the problem and makes you more confident. We experimented with this, and it's pretty fascinating. So here's what you have to do. Every day for 2 minutes, stand up straight, tall, and smile. Think of Superman or Wonder Woman. Your body is telling your mind that you feel confident, and your mind starts to believe it. It's called fake it till you make it, my friend. And hey, it works. Talk to the strangers around you until they're no longer strangers. The reality is, you as an individual do not have the power to influence worldwide events. But what you can do is create a community that together has the power to do that. This is something we learned from Seth Godin. The point is, building a community around things you care about has great benefits, even if that something is as small as a community of the people who live in your apartment building. And the trick to make that happen is to just talk with strangers until they're no longer strangers. Good evenings turn into, good evening, how was your day? And how was your day turns into, hey, what are you doing this weekend? It becomes fairly easy when you make a genuine small effort every day. Build trust in your ability to figure stuff out. At the end of the day, confidence is basically how convinced you are that you'll manage to figure something out. Now, some of this confidence comes from experience, some comes from learning, and some comes from simply trying to figure other things out. Your ability to figure stuff out is the only thing that separates today you from tomorrow you. The way you build trust in this ability is to constantly take matters into your own hands and make it your business. Get the knowledge and then make the action. Rinse and repeat, my friend. Take the scenic route in life. You don't want to hurry to a grave and miss out on all the great views. Slow down, Aluxer. Opt for the path that's more interesting, even if it's not the most direct. A life worth living is meant to, well, be lived. After all, how you live your days is how you live your life. It's cliche to say that it's about the journey and not the destination, but it is true. It's a cliche for a reason. A new life begins when you start to actually live your current one. Get better for 15 minutes every day. Personal growth is a matter of daily practice, not a massive undertaking. It's a habit you cultivate every day. This consistent bite-sized progress accumulates into profound changes over time, ensuring continual development and self-improvement. It's a regular, focused effort. The only catch is, you have to do it every day, right, for at least 5 or 10 minutes, which is exactly the reason why we developed the Alux app around this consistent bite-sized progress. We call it a mentor in your pocket. And this app is continually getting better. We just launched our collections on the app, which amounts to over 1,000 coaching sessions across all kinds of different topics to help you level up your life once and for all. Go to Alux.com/app and start your free trial today. Embrace traditions and see the value in them. We were never ones to keep up with old traditions, but as we grew up, we started to see the beauty of keeping a part of history alive just to admire it every now and then. And at the end of the day, most traditions are about bringing people together. At the same time, you could also say screw the old ones and start to build your own traditions for the future, things that really matter to you, something you do every year as a reminder of your progress. Double the reach out to the people you care about. Look, there's no downside for being the one who reaches out. Relationships thrive on effort and initiative. Take the lead in connection with your friends and family. A simple message, a call, a cup of coffee can reinforce that bond and show people they're valued. Everyone is busy living their own life, and we almost forget every now and then that we're not alone. And it means a lot when someone reaches out. Spring cleaning for your soul. Just as your home needs regular decluttering, so does your inner world. You cannot function properly if your mind is chaotic. Take time to introspect, clear out resentments, forgive, move on, and let go of what no longer serves you. And do this at least once a year. This cleansing of the soul revitalizes your spirit and makes you some room for new, positive experiences and emotions. Remind yourself that one day, everyone, including yourself, will die. Take yourself seriously enough so that the life you build is worth living, but not so serious that you end up wasting all of your years chasing after a fairy tale. All of us will be gone eventually, and in the grand scheme of things, we're just a little blip on the screen. It's worth reminding yourself of this to keep yourself grounded. You only have this one life and then it's gone, so why not make the effort to make it better? Once a year, go on an adventure. New perspectives, fresh ideas, and a growing mindset come from the friction point between what's comfortable and what's uncomfortable. Every time you do something slightly more challenging or you venture out into the unknown, you grow a little bit, which is why making a habit of going on an adventure once a year is so beneficial. And what an adventure really is something that you can tell stories about to your kids or your friends. Stories about the time you went backpacking in Vietnam or that road trip coast to coast. Let the kid in you pick the adventure and you'll always hit the mark. Trust us. And of course, we've got a bonus for those who always stick with us until the very end. Act like the future you. Imagine there's one version of you somewhere out there in the future who's already become the person that you'd like to be. Try to be really specific on how this person looks, how they act, how they speak, and how they present themselves. And then try to emulate it. See how it feels. You can start by being this person for a week, and you could always go back to the present you if you don't like it very much. But chances are you will love it. This is how you transform from striving to be this person to simply just being them. We'll see you back here tomorrow, Alexer, for the Sunday motivational video. Take care.